The M5 MacBook Air is one of my favorite laptops of all time. If you have been watching this channel for a minute, then you know that. And the Neo can come actually close second. So since I love them both, then I think it's only fair and it's time to put those two love affairs head to head. So starting with the specs, we're looking at the Neo with the 8GB of RAM, and then the chip has 5-core GPU and 6-core CPU with 256GB of storage. For the price, we're looking at around $700 or $600 if you are a student. As for the M5 MacBook Air, we have 16GB of RAM with 512GB of storage and 10-core CPU with the 10-core GPU. And for the price, we are looking at $1,400 or $1,300 if you are a student, and those prices are after the recent price increase. Yet, check the links in the description for the most up-to-date prices that has discount that goes all the way up to $200 on each of those two devices. Now, before getting into the results, here is the comment of the day, which was posted on last video by Fresh16. Fresh16, I could not have said it any better than you did. And it seems like Toto agrees with you as well. And by the way, if you want your comment to be featured on the next video, then you know what to do. With that, let's get straight into the results. The M5 MacBook Air with the classroom scene took 41 seconds to render, and that was through cycles and using the GPU only. While the MacBook Neo for the same test, which is the classroom scene, it took 15 minutes and 47 seconds to render using cycles and the GPU only. And by the way, both tests were done on Blender version 5.1 in case you were wondering. For the second test, I have tried to do the junk shop scene project, but it kept giving me an error of not enough memory on the MacBook Neo with the A18 Pro chip. And that happened when I did run the test using the GPU only. Yet, it got the project done or the render done when I used the CPU only, as you can see right now. And the time for the render to be done using the CPU only for the junk shop project was roughly 5 minutes for the MacBook Neo with the A18 Pro chip, which to be honest is way better than I thought it would be, as I thought it would be slower. Granted, versus the MacBook Air, which took about 17 seconds to render the same project using the GPU only through cycles and again a Blender version 5.1. Does that mean that the MacBook Neo is bad for a Blender? No, not really. I do not think that, because all what that means is that you might face some hiccups if you transition from an aspiring 3D modeler or an animator to a more professional modeler or an animator, because your projects will get bigger and the MacBook Neo will not be able to keep up with you. But if you are early learning, then I would go with the MacBook Neo 100%, and I will get in why is that in a second. And if you are wondering which MacBook is great for you, by the way, or for your art needs, then there is a guide on the channel that I will link below, which you should take a look at, and that guide goes more in depth. And if you need a more personalized help where you would like to meet with me one-on-one, then check the links in the description for that service as well. So now, what did we learn from the M5 MacBook Air versus the Neo? Well, we learned that the MacBook Air can be used for Blender in any capacity if you can afford it and you are 100% sure about doing 3D. Then I would say go for it, as the price difference is worth it even though it's more expensive than the MacBook Neo, because you do get a decent performance overall, and also you get good rendering times as well when using cycles through Blender. On the other hand, we learned that the Neo is great for you if you are just starting out to learn 3D modeling, and that's what I meant when I said I will get into that in a minute. What I mean is, if you are just starting out, the Neo is great because it's a low investment and a low cost to test something and see if you like it or not, such as learning how to do 3D modeling or to be an animator in a general sense if you do not have a laptop right now. So simply, it's a low cost investment to see and decide if a 3D art is for you or not. And with that, go create some art and be nice and play nice and don't be mean.